सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Raj, we finished one clarification of yours. Yeah, we have a few more left, isn't it? Okay. The clarification of Raj.
Sir.
Is there an obligation that is for a jiva, irrespective of roles, or obligations always tied to roles? Is there an obligation that is for a human being irrespective of roles? Yes. The only obligation that is for a jiva irrespective of the roles is to realize the self. That is the obligation. That is the only obligation for all practical purposes. Rest of the things doesn't make any difference at all. So the primary obligation, we won't say primary obligation. Is there an obligation that is for a human being? Yes. The obligation is you need to realize the self. That is the obligation. Irrespective of roles, correct. Now, are obligations tied to roles? Some obligations are tied to roles because whenever we use the word obligation in relation to the role, we talk about from the angle of indebtedness. You are indebted, you are a receiver already, you are a taker already, and you are indebtedness. That indebtedness drives you to do some. The very indebtedness itself is an obligation. And that indebtedness, you will the very indebtedness is the obligation, and you will manifest it according to according to the roles. It differs according to the role, the time, the situation, the place, and all that. I'm not getting into those details. In relation to the roles, the obligation is because of your indebtedness. So in relation to the role, that which drives obligation is your indebtedness. In relation to the very obligation of the jiva, irrespective of the role, there we use obligation in the sense of to know your original nature. To know your true nature is your obligation. So we use obligation in two different senses. One in relation to your
roles.
Knowing your nature itself is the primary obligation. In the context of the roles that you play, we talk about obligations in the sense of indebtedness. Are you okay?
Yes.
Without fundamental difference. Is it okay, Raj?
Yes, sir.
So something very specific in relation to the roles, depending on the degree of indebtedness. Depending on how deep is your understanding of your indebtedness, to that extent your obligation will be in relation to the roles that you that you play. The role itself came into existence because of what? Because of your asking, no? The roles itself came into existence because of what? The very roles came into existence because of your asking. Because of your asking in the sense of ragadvesha. It is your desires, it is your likes and dislikes that made you to ask for a few things, and you have been provided for that, and you are indebted now. So roles and roles in relation to obligations is because of your own creation, as in your own likes and
Dislikes.
your own likes and dislikes. Your own likes and dislikes created that. You asked for it. You asked for it by having ragadvesha. How did you ask for it? You asked for it by developing raga and dvesha. Are you okay?
Yes, sir.
So, in relation to roles, obligation is seen as because of your indebtedness. Indebtedness arises because of your demand. You asked for it, they provided. You asked for it and they provided, you become indebted. That indebtedness is what the various roles that you play. Now, I had a desire to have a family. I had a desire to have a child. I had a desire to keep a few as my own. These are all my desires. And all these are taken care of. It means I am, therefore I am obligated. So that is why we say taking care of the family, you are not doing a favor to them. I took care of my family very well, sir. I educated my children well. I got them married well. They're all well settled. My obligations are over. No obligation only there. Because there is no indebtedness at all there. There is no indebtedness there. There is no understanding of anything there. It is just the fulfillment of likes and dislikes. That is obligation from one angle. From another angle, obligation is your the need, the necessity to know what is your original nature is. சரியா? Is it okay, Raj?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, if self-restraint is from lingering, question number 3.
So can I ask a clarification?
I'm not able to. 1 second, hold on. Yeah, say that.
Are you able to hear me, sir?
Yeah, yes.
You speak, Raj.
Yeah.
No, can I just ask a clarification?
Yes,
sir?
yes, Raj. Yes, Chalunga.
Yeah. No, you said that indebtedness arises because of demands.
Yes.
So it seems like a cyclical thing. One, so you fulfill this obligation.
Yes.
It doesn't end because there's always this thing constantly, something is becoming obligatory. That is one. So how do we, because it looks like we have to end this somewhere.
Correct.
And second is, there are two obligations or two levels of obligations. One is the fundamental obligation that you have to realize yourself.
Correct.
That is your main obligation actually.
Yeah.
But in the process of what has happened now is we are so caught up with this other type of obligation. So it's like within number of obligations which are not obligatory, we are now trying to prioritize.
Correct.
Different things. Sometimes at one level it looks very foolish because I mean the main obligation is not even discussed.
Correct.
The whole focus is on, that is among the wrong options. The focus is on trying to prioritize which is more, I mean, less wrong than the other. And so how do we get out of this? Because it seems like it seems like solving this will not help.
Correct. this. Now, as long as I am creating new desires or intensifying my existing desires, this vicious cycle will continue.
Oh.
This vicious cycle of obligation is continuing. Why this vicious cycle is continuing? Because my demand is still,
Demand is continuing.
I'm still demanding. My desires are, I'm still entertaining. I'm still entertaining desires. I'm still entertaining wants. So as long as I'm entertaining my desires, my needs, my likes and dislikes, this vicious cycle of indebtedness will continue. You can't get over it. That is why Yajna Karma says, from this moment onwards, don't demand anything. Therefore, your entire life becomes one obligation, because from this moment onwards, you are not demanding anything. All that we have done in the past, you are undoing it now. That's how Yajna Karma becomes a solution. Minus the Yajna Karma, you are right. Minus the Yajna Karma, it's a vicious cycle. You will continue only. Why? Because you are still continuing to demand, no? You are still continuing to demand. You may, as you said rightly, you may use any words. You may say prioritizing. You may say that which is important. You can use any word. It doesn't really matter. Whatever be it, at the end of the day, I am creating further desires. At the end of the day, I am creating further raga dvesha. At the end of the day, I am creating new likes and dislikes. As long as I am doing this, I will be caught in this. I will be caught in this cycle. So if I have to get out of this cycle, step number 1 is to ensure that you don't add up to the existing. Now, what you have done in the past, you need to exhaust it. There is no choice there. That's why in relation to the past, you don't have a choice at all. You have to fulfill it. Now, what you can do is, at least from this moment onwards, you need not create anything new. But what people do is, as they keep listening to this knowledge and all that, simultaneously they are creating more and more demands they are creating. Now, as they keep creating more and more demands, naturally they will be in this. Naturally, you will be caught in the cycle only. No way you can be out of the cycle. Are you able to follow?
Yes, sir.
So you create a demand. How do you create a demand? By likes and by entertaining these likes and dislikes, you create a demand. Therefore, what happens? Whether you like it or not, you will be in this cycle. At any point of time, I am not able to let go of anything. I am only adding up. First, I bring a wife, then I bring the child, then the child has to grow up, then the grandchild. If I am still alive, great grandchild. It doesn't. At no point of time it stops. If at all we say stop, we think cutting and running away. Stopping means we immediately go to the other extreme. Okay, stop it means abada. Thank you, sir. Cut it and run away. Now, where can you cut and run away? Wherever you go, you will create another son there, another daughter there, another grandchild there. You will create that also. Therefore, if you have to get out of the cycle, what you need to do? That's what Yajna Karma says. If you need to get out of the cycle, first thing that you need to ensure is you are not creating anything. You are not creating any new. You are not adding anything to your indebtedness. You don't add anything to your indebtedness. Here, you don't add anything to your indebtedness. Plus, you through Yajna Karma, you take care of your existing indebtedness. That's how you can wipe out the past, and you will not have anything further to. You are not adding anymore. Are you able to follow?
Yes.
That's how you need to do. But generally, what people do, they go on creating new things. Wherever they go, they create further and further new and new only. Instead of focusing on eliminating the existing. Are you okay?
Yes, sir.
Otherwise you are right. We are in the vicious cycle only. Punarjanma, again and again. We keep going through this, forgetting all that I did in the past. I do the same thing in this janma. Get tired, wind up, die. Go with a fresh memory and start.
All over.
Go with the fresh memory. Start all over again. See, you see a small child. You think it is a small child. No. You think you see a old person. You think it's an old person. And you see a child, you think it's a new child. No, it is not a new child. It has come with a huge, it's a very old entity. There's nothing new there. For you, it looks new. For a person who has this knowledge, understands it as, it's an old entity. It has come with a whole lot of baggage. Nothing got fulfilled. It is trying to fulfill something now. It has come for that. Just as I have come. Now I am not changing my ways. I am continuing in the same way. Where will I end up? Again that janma. So Yajna Karma says two things. One is you clip your existing. You don't create any further indebtedness. To ensure that you don't create any further indebtedness, it means you stop. You stop asking. Through what you ask, through likes and dislikes, desires, raga, dvesha, only you ask. So as you are reducing that, so Yajna Karma tells you, as far as the past is concerned, you need to work towards it. You can't do anything about it. For you have already taken. The past loans has to be repaid. There is no waiver there. Nobody is going to come and give you loan waiver scheme. You have to law of karma. There is no waiver. You need to exhaust it. But one thing you can do is you need not create any further. Sanchita karma la add up pannama irukonu. Adha Yajna Karma. First thing Yajna Karma does is it ensures that your Sanchita numbers are not getting
increased,
added up. Your Sanchita numbers is not getting added up, and through this knowledge and understanding, through this knowledge and understanding and Yajna Karma, you exhaust the existing. Are you able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Sanchita karma, you don't add up. You have to ensure that your Sanchita is not adding up. That's the first priority.
Yeah. Yes.
Second is, whatever is there, whatever the existing Sanchita is there, a lot of that can be eliminated through knowledge and understanding. A small portion you need to necessarily, a small portion only you need to necessarily experience and get over it. A vast majority can be gotten over through knowledge and understanding. Three types of medicines. Yeah, three types of medicines. One is curing. One is curing the disease. Another is not curing it, but managing it. Third one is the disease can't be cured, but the pain can be
used.
The pain can be managed. Yeah. For my father, The last 6 months, the doctor told me in October, he said, Arvindan, maximum 6 months. But I will ensure that till the last day he will not feel any pain. So he has to necessarily go through that experience. So yajna karma acts like managing the pain there. So one kind of karma. Are you able to follow? Another kind of karma is there where it is like diabetic, blood pressure and all that. You can keep taking medicines and manage it for 30-40 years and live a decent life. Another kind of thing is where it can be completely cured. Now, through knowledge and understanding, what all can be cured? The first two can be cured through knowledge and understanding. The moonavathu onnuku dhaan yajna karma panni, you have to get over it. Understand it like this. That is why beautifully they talk about the total as a sanchita karma, from the sanchita karma, this prarabdha karma and agami karma. Prarabdha karma you need to exhaust it through yajna karma. Agami karma and agami karma and agami karma means sanchita karma. That can be eliminated through, that you need not necessarily experience, that can be eliminated through knowledge and understanding supporting the action. So by this Vedantic knowledge supporting the action, that karmas get exhausted. So knowledge and understanding eliminates a major portion of the karma. Some portion of the karma gets exhausted by you actually. That is the roles. These are the karmas that you have to perform, the various roles and the obligation in related to the roles. You can't escape from that. You can't run away from that. You need to actually be there, fulfill it. By fulfilling it, you are getting rid, you are exhausting that. As you are fulfilling that, what you need to do? Ensure that you don't create any further. You should not create anything new, or you should not get bound to that. So yajna karma and the process of knowledge and understanding plus yajna karma takes care of both. Are you able to follow? Understand it like this, it becomes easy to follow. It is not that you are bound by everything. Knowledge takes care of the most. Some knowledge cannot take care because your indebtedness is, you have taken so much already. Now, where you have taken so much already, you need to really exhaust it through. Action only. Action means what? By performing the roles, by performing what you have to do to that role, you need to take care of that. Seriya? Is it okay? Are you able to follow? Is it okay, Raj? Yeah. The next clarification. If self-restraint is from lingering, then what is self-control from? Yajna number, there are two types of yajna we talk about. One kind of yajna is the yajna of self-restraint, another is the yajna of self-control. If self-restraint is from lingering, then what is self-control from? Self-control is from the very contact itself. In self-restraint, there is a contact, but you are not lingering in it after the contact. In self-control, you are controlling you are preventing yourself from the very contact itself. That is the difference. In self-restraint, what are you doing? You are contacting. Like for example, Self-restraint is the senses contact, but then self-restraint means do not allow lingering. That is self-restraint. What is self-control? Self-control is where you are pulling yourself from the very contact itself. Self-restraint is where the desires are so strong, so powerful that self-control is impossible in those desires. Where self-control is not possible with those desires, you need to practice contact. So when you practice contact, minimum that you can do is to avoid lingering. So self-restraint is in relation to lingering. Lingering means the contact is allowed. After the contact, ensure that you don't relive it mentally. In self-control, you are preventing yourself from the very contact itself. Like, one is to eat moderate. Example, one is to eat moderately. Another is upavasa, where you fast completely, where you don't eat at all. So, where you are not eating at all is self-control. Where you are eating with moderation is self-restraint. Are you able to understand the difference? One is the contact, another is the very contact itself you don't do. That is why we talk about self-restraint a lot. Self-control, we do not talk about self-control a lot, is because it is mityacharasya uchyate. Mithya achara. You will be practicing false achara, he says. Mityacharasya uchyate. One of the beautiful words is this mityachara. Mithya. Acharam, the word we all know. Yeah. Achara, the word we know. Mithyachara means mithya plus achara. Mithya plus achara and artham. Acharama irukko nanachin irukkuradhu avladane thavara there is no achara there. Onnume illang. Yeah, I am assuming that I am very disciplined and controlled and all that. So at one level it is contact. At another level, the very contact itself is prohibited. At one level, contact is allowed, lingering is prohibited. At another level, contact itself is prohibited. Now, how do you choose? Based on the intensity of the desire, everybody has to choose these two areas where they have to practice restraint and where they have to practice self-control. They need to decide based on their intensity of the desire. சரியா? ரெஸ்ட்ரெயின்ட்டுக்கும் கண்ட்ரோலுக்கும் வித்தியாசம் இவ்வளோ கிராஸ் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணாதான் it becomes easy to understand. Restraint and control, there is a fundamental difference. What is the difference? ஒன்னுத்துல கான்டாக்ட் இருக்குது ஆனா லிங்கரிங் அவாய்ட் பண்றோம். இன்னொன்னுத்துல the very contact itself is avoided. Are you able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Now, of this, self-control is subtler, self-restraint is grosser. So contact, the mind itself you withdraw. The mind itself you withdraw. It is not the senses only withdraw. Mind itself you withdraw. In moderation, there is a partial withdrawal. In self-control, complete withdrawal. Yeah. See, moderation la partial withdrawal. What is partial withdrawal means? Yeah. பண்ணிருக்கிற அங்க அதெல்லாம் கிடைக்காது இல்லையா? You won't get all that there. In Norway you will not get all that. You come home, mom makes chakka varati. She makes chakka. Chakka varati na Manohar. Chakka varati na என்னன்னு தெரியாது இல்லையா உங்களுக்கு? இல்லையா? Chakka varati na பலாப்பழ அல்வா. it's a typical Kerala style. இல்லையா ராஜுங்கிறதுனால I'm saying. இல்லையா சக்க வரட்டி, சக்கானா பலாப்பழம், வரட்டினா அல்வா, பலாப்பழம் அல்வா. பலாப்பழம் அல்வா பண்ணா now one is moderation. நார்வேல அதெல்லாம் கிடைக்காது. So he comes home, the mother makes it, I contact it with moderation. Second is I say no to the very contact itself. When I say no to the very contact, it means that desire must be well under control, then I should say no. When the desire is not well under control and if I say no, I will be mithyachara only. Third stage is desire itself is not there. That's the state of jnana. Where the desire itself is not there, what is the control and what is the restraint? Are you able to follow? The third stage, like supposing I don't have a desire for, in fact, I have a dvesha for chakkavarati. Let us, if I say that, I have a dvesha for it now, you wanda. Now, I don't know what it is. Even after knowing it also, I don't develop a desire for it. Now, lingering also is not there. Self-control is also not there. Where desire itself isn't there. So one is the stage where the desire itself isn't there. Second is the desire is there, but the desire I'm able to control it through knowledge and understanding itself. Further grosser than that is desire is there. It is very powerful. Therefore, I need to contact. But minimum I have to do there is I should avoid lingering, reliving. As the stages. Are you able to follow? So stage number 1, Krishna says, at least avoid lingering. And then he says, at least, then he would go to the next level and say, at least practice sense control, moderation. Sense control, na moderation. Self-control, na desire. You are not even contacting the object. Why? Because through knowledge and understanding, when the desire pops up in your mind, through knowledge and understanding, you are able to understand the futility of it and dismiss it. That is self-control. Are you able to understand what is self-control? The desire pops up in the mind. The desire pops up in the mind. Carefully follow now. You have the resources to fulfill the desire. You have the resources to fulfill the desires. The senses and the body is alert and alive to enjoy that. And still, by understanding the futility, you are saying no. As a self-control. Supposing you don't have resources at all, or resources are there but body is not cooperating. Doctors have said one idli da. Doctors have said only you can take only 2 idlis, maximum 2 idlis. 2 idlis, 1 tablespoon chutney. Idella self-control illa. Where the system itself is not. So where the system itself is not cooperating. Now, so what is the definition of self-control? The resources you have, the body is alert and alive to experience it, enjoy it, yet you say no to it. Why you say no to it? Because you have understood the futility of it, punarjanma and all that. Punarjanma, the futility, nothing you are going to gain by doing all this. So by taking care of all these, you conclude by saying there is the very contact itself you avoid. Are you able to follow the difference? Restraint and self-control. If we understand it in this angle, it becomes easy to get the concept. Seriya?
Yes, sir. So just to clarify, sir. So,
yeah.
So initially I thought that restraint and control were 2 things, but now I understand that they are actually at 3 different levels, if I get it right. So first is we practice avoiding lingering, because in that verse he says, if you stop lingering, you will stop desiring. Basically, the future, there is no new additions.
You are not adding anything new. Correct. Yes.
Second is actually we should practice self-control before we practice sense control. Is that right? Because
No. First, you have to practice avoiding lingering.
Yeah.
First, you have to practice avoiding lingering.
Yeah.
And then you have to practice sense control.
Okay.
Then only you have to come to self-control.
This is where my doubt is, sir, because when we practice or at least the idea of practicing sense control before self-control, because now I understand self-control is something to do with the mind, not with the actual sense control.
Yes.
So my doubt is, if we avoid only sense control, or first we stop that, but the mind is going to get that desire.
Yes.
Because the thought just comes, because sometimes I'm not able to understand why the thought comes also. This is so random.
Yes. Because it is because of the pressure of the desires. The pressure of the desires is so strong that either in a conducive environment, it comes up very fast, or even if there is no conducive environment, it will still come up by itself. Now, all this is because of the power of, it is because of the strength of the desires. The power of the desires is so strong that it doesn't need any trigger at all. Some needs a trigger. Conducive environment, because the philosophical way of saying it is conducive environment. The modern way of saying it is trigger. Something triggered it. What triggered it? The conducive environment triggered it. Now, there are some, even when there is no conducive environment, it keeps coming up by itself. It means what? It all depends upon the intensity of the desires. Now, where self-control becomes an impossibility, because minus the knowledge, the futility and all that, samsaram gra bhayam, I am scared of this bondage, I am having mumukshatva. இந்த மாதிரியான குவாலிட்டிஸ்ல வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறமா செல்ஃப் கண்ட்ரோல் will be effective. Minus any one of this, self control will only lead to repression, suppression. That is why Vashehi Yashendriyani Tasya Prajna Pratishtita, he said. When he is defining a Sthita Prajna, he didn't say a person who's practicing self-control is the Sthita Prajna. He didn't say that. He said a person who's practicing sense control is the Sthita Prajna. Supposing if he is talking to a very highly developed Jnani, he would have said self-control. But he is not talking there. He is talking to the vast majority where sense control ought to be done. Therefore, desires keeps coming. Why the desire is coming? Because I have still not yet understood the futility of the world. Or basic vairagyam kuda innu varam irukradhunala thoughts keeps randomly, it keeps coming. It keeps coming randomly, or something will trigger it. All this is because I have not yet developed even the basic, even the minimum basic vairagya. For that, self-control is not the method. Sense control is the method. But sir, I am practicing sense control, but the mind is going there. No, it will go because of the pressure of the desires. So wherever it is going repeatedly, you allow yourself some contact. Wherever you can manage with knowledge and understanding, you manage with knowledge and understanding. Are you able to follow the difference? Where you can manage with knowledge and understanding, you manage with knowledge and understanding. Where you cannot manage with knowledge and understanding, you allow yourself some, allow yourself some contact But as you are contacting, you also understand what? Either it should be a moderation in contact, or it should be, or I should avoid lingering. First stage la lingering avoid பண்ணாலே பெரிய விஷயம். ஏன்னா excessive contact தான் நடக்கும் first எப்போதுமே. First there will be an excess contact. So practically he is going step by step. Why he is going step by step? Because he knows how the mind functions. We don't know how the mind functions. Therefore, we want the subtler practices straight away. Self-control, meditation, all that instant vairagyam, all that we want straight away. Krishna says it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. So first thing is what? Avoid contact la excess than nadakum, but at least ensure that you are not overeating nadakum, but at least சாப்பிட்டு முடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறமா நைட் பெட்ல படுத்துட்டு you need not think about it. அவ்வளவுதான். That is first. அதுதான் லிங்கரிங்னா இதுதான் அர்த்தம். So லிங்கரிங்னா what is implied there? And a contact in excess is implied there. Contact in excess happens, but at least you are avoiding the lingering. Second stage is what? To some extent you have managed the lingering part abdina. What you can control now?
Sense contact.
You can bring in a moderation now.
Moderation.
You can bring in a moderation to the contact. First is excess contact, lingering. Lingering avoid panna, then what should you try to control? The excess contact. And the excess contact manage பண்றதுக்கு தான் middle path, standardization and all that. அதெல்லாம் practice பண்ணி I develop a kind of sense control there. Having developed this kind of sense control, simultaneously the mistake is knowledge is not gained. The futility of all this is not understood. Simultaneously we should do that. Because of the mistake of simultaneously not gaining the higher knowledge, what happens? Sense control agarde tavara desires are still lingering. That's what he says. The rasa still lingers, he says. Beautiful word he uses in the Bhagavad Gita is the word rasa. Rasa is still there. Rasa also goes away upon seeing the Supreme, he says. That also goes away. Adukku dhaan self control and all that. So rasangra level ku vandha dhaan self control practice pannu. Adu varaikum what I should practice? Sense control and gaining knowledge. Gaining knowledge means understanding the futility of. Gaining knowledge means what? புதுசா இன்னொரு புக் படிக்கிறது இல்ல. Yeah, gaining knowledge is what? You don't read one more book now. இல்ல இவ்வளவு நாள் இது படிச்சாச்சு, now I will start reading another book ன்றது இல்ல. What is gaining knowledge means? Understanding the very, trying to understand the very futility of the contact, the effects of the contact. All this is leading me to where? Leading me nowhere. Nowhere. Okay, I am a very disciplined person. So what? The disciplined person also is still a victim of samsara. The disciplined person also is still a victim of punarjanma. The disciplined person is also still a victim of stress and worry and anxiety and all that. It means what? As I am practicing the discipline, I need to gain knowledge too. What is the knowledge? The futility. Futility means what? Object is available. I have the resources to it. My body is fit enough to enjoy it. And yet I say no. Angada the desire. Angada the control. Self-control. Desire irukku ana object illana, where is the control there? Yeah. So first is the object is there. Second is I have the resources to acquire the object. So object is available to me. The body is also fit enough to, enjoy that, experience it and enjoy it. And yet I say no. Then it is called self-control. Are you able to follow? Bhaskar? Are you able to follow? This is how the distinction, you need to draw the distinction between self,
restraint and self-control,
sense control and self-control. Grades irukku ellame. Worst stage enna, contact li excess, contact முடிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறமா relive. அதுதான் ராவணா ஸ்டேஜ் இல்லையா, அசுரா ஸ்டேஜ். Not only the contact is in excess, after the contact is over, they talk about the Roman king before Christ, that they talk about this Roman king. He was so obsessed with eating. He will eat, and then take medications to throw out the whole thing, again start. How craving. So how much ever he eats, the satiation, there's no satiation at all. Yeah. So contact excess, lingering, that is the worst stage. Minimum is what? Stage number 1, avoid lingering. When you say avoid lingering, don't take it as a Sthitaprajna avoiding lingering. Your contact is in excess. Over contact da, overeating da. But at least lingering is avoided. Appro overalukku lingering manage panna udane, what can I manage? I can bring in a moderation. Yeah, moderation. What is the moderation? Like they say, no? எப்போதுமே 1/4 of the stomach keep it, 1/4 of the stomach keep it empty all the time. அப்படின்னா என்ன ஆகும்? லேசா ஒரு பசி இருந்துகிட்டே இருக்கும், அது பாட்டில் பேக்ரவுண்ட் ஒன் இல்லையா. அல்சர்லாம் இருந்ததுன்னா டோன்ட் ட்ரை ஆல் திஸ். இஃப் யூ ஹேவ் எனி ஹெல்த் இஷ்யூஸ் எல்லாம் டோன்ட் ட்ரை ஆல் திஸ். They say, it means what? There is a moderation in the very contact. Then comes why contact itself. Are you able to understand the sequence?
Yes.
Why contact itself? What answer will ensure that therefore contact is not required? Why contact itself? You need to give some arguments and come to the conclusion and say, therefore contact is not required, and you avoid yourself from contacting. Your mind doesn't get frustrated, repressed, frustrated, agitated. Are you able to follow?
Yes.
After a level where self-control kuda kadiyadanga, enna there is no, see, control implies there is a desire. Self-control implies there is a desire. The very height of evolution is where there is no desire at all, or at least, or only one desire for moksha. Either you can call it as no desires at all in relation to the world, or just one desire for moksha. Desire for moksha kuda is allowed only to get rid of the worldly desires. Once you get rid of the worldly desires and come to the desire of having the desire for moksha, their knowledge comes and say, why are you desiring that? You are that already. No. So that desire is also eliminated. So ஒரு desire வந்து one desire is allowed so that in with reference to that you get rid of other desires. அதுக்கு இது பிரயோஜனம் அவ்வளவுதான். And then you come here, this desire is also this desire is also spoken as desire means action. You don't have it, you have to acquire it, all that follows. And your true nature, moksha swarupa, is not that. Self-realization is not a product of a desire, is not a product of an action, it is not an attainment, it is not an achievement. So all this takes care of that desire also. That is why we say this Vedantic knowledge is a complete knowledge, because it tells you to develop one desire to get rid of the very many worldly desires, and it gives you knowledge to get rid of this desire also. Clear? It's not a, when we say this is the highest knowledge, the best knowledge, it's not a phonetic attachment to the knowledge, because of the methodology in it, because of what this knowledge is about. Are you able to follow?
Yes.
Yeah. Raj,
Yes.
is it okay? This
Yes.
clarification?
Yes, sir.
Is catching the slipping mind a part of yajna karma? How is it related to remembering of the divine? Catching the slipping mind is yajna karma. Catching the mind, அதுதான் யஜ்ஞ கர்மா பண்ணாதான் மைண்ட் ஸ்லிப் ஆகுதுங்கிறதே புரியும். மைண்ட் ஸ்லிப் ஆகுதுங்கிறது புரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்கு இருக்கிற ஒரே டூல் இஸ் யஜ்ஞ கர்மா. How is it related to remembering of the divine? Remembering the divine means remembering the purpose of life. Remembrance of divine means what? When you remember the divine, you are when you are remembering the divine means remembering the goal of life, remembering the purpose of life. You are reminded about the purpose of life. That is divine, no? Yeah. Remembering the divine is not remembering God as an external agency, as a superior power. In Vedantic language, remembering the divine, abdina, what does it mean? Remembering the goal of life at one stage, trying to remember, at another stage, I am the self. At one stage, I need to, my goal is to attain the self. At another level, there is no goal there. Goal as in it's not future and all that. It is now. I am Atma, Brahma. I am Atma, Brahma. I am Atma, Brahma. So what is remembering the divine? Remembering the divine is remembering the purpose, remembering the goal. And why we use the word remembering the divine? Why I brought it in, which is implied. Though Krishna didn't say it explicitly, I deliberately brought it in. Carefully follow. Remembering the divine gardu Krishna engiyume explicita sollala. I brought it in because in those days it is implied that the bhava is there under the implied anga. The right bhavam is there under the implied. Today only we have taken bhavam as separate, action as separate. During the times of Krishna, when he is speaking, it is part of. That is why whenever he talks about karma yoga, bhakti yoga is integrated with it. It is not a separate thing. Now that we are talking about, now we have developed it as a separate system, and we believe that karma yoga means separate, bhakti yoga means separate, jnana yoga means separate, and fight is between what is superior to what, which is better. All that is happening, Radhanala. I brought in this to explain. In karma yoga, it is not just an action. It is not just a social service action. It is remembering the It is remembering the divine. And the bhavam varma. Illana bhavam varadilla. I can do a social work, no? Yeah, I can do a social work. Yesterday, day before, I was reading in the newspaper. There is a group of volunteers. There are about 80 guys in Chennai. I read. They are volunteering to dispose the COVID-19 bodies. There is no. It's a very good, fantastic social work, but you cannot call it as yajna karma, because if any one of them remembers the divine while doing that, it becomes a yajna karma. Otherwise, it is a very good. Otherwise, it's a fantastic social work. We salute them for that. They will get a lot of punya for that, and they will go to Swargaloka, enjoy the merits of it. But purpose of life, as in moksha, will not happen. Are you able to follow? So, just to bring about that distinction, I brought in the word remembering the divine. So, what again we need to understand what is remembering the divine means. Remembering the divine means remembering the purpose. That is why in the very first introduction to Yajna Karma, I said Karma Yoga has twin purposes. One is Loka Kshema and another is Chitta Shuddhi. Chitta Shuddhi for why do you do Chitta Shuddhi? Remembrance of the divine. It is the remembrance of the divine that will drive you to do the Chitta Shuddhi. Otherwise, you will do only Loka Sangraha. Are you able to follow? I will do lot of Loka Sangraha, come out with bitterness, criticize all the other fellows, curse them, keep saying, oh, Yungalla useless fellows, we are the. Now, all this, as I am doing very good social work, Chitta Shuddhi illa maranda, what will happen? Punya Karma only develops. Are you able to follow? That is why most of the social workers becomes the best critics, no? Or all the social workers are the best critics of everybody. Vedanta doesn't talk about Loka Sangraha, Loka Kshema in that way. It talks about Loka Kshema, Loka Sangraha from the angle of twin benefits. One is Loka Sangraha, another is Chitta Shuddhi. Chitta Shuddhi means inner purification. Now, this inner purification is for what? This inner purification is so that you can remember the divine more. Are you able to follow? Slipping from what? The mind is slipping. Slipping means slipping from somewhere. Slipping from somewhere and falling into something. Yeah, that is slipping. From where is it slipping? Forgetting the goal. And where is it falling? Into the samsara bandha. It slips from the goal and falls into the bandha. And bandha is of two types. Yeah. Swargam or Vedamana bandham, Naraga another type of bandha. But nevertheless, both are bondage only. It's not a Naraka mattu bondage. There are two types of bondage. Swarga is one kind of bondage, Naraka is another kind of bondage. Swarga enna bondage? Yeah. AC room la bondage. Avladha. Naraka na veyil ukandirukkanum. Both are, see, AC room la irundhalum seri, veyil ukandirundhalum seri, you are stuck. Are you able to follow? So Yajna Karma is the slipping part. Seriya? Last one. How can we get over this? Am I progressing thought in life? Am I progressing and the thought varthukku karaname right bhavam illama irukadnalada. The moment you have the right to bhava, this thought of am I progressing will not come. Am I progressing? Am I progressing is result orientation. Not only you, everybody has it. Yeah. Inga Rajini is there. Yeah, she's there. Am I progressing? Am I progressing? Am I progressing? Lack of conviction on the divine, the doubt. It is the doubt that brings about this question of am I progressing? The moment there is the Shraddha, the conviction in the divine, this doubt will not come. Am I progressing? In the doubt varad, because I am doing the yajna karma rightly. I am gaining the knowledge correctly. Growth is happening. I am not able to see it. I want the immediate benefit. Am I progressing? The doubt immediate benefit on the doubt. Immediate benefit titration example. Yeah, immediate titration. Shraddha, Angada Shraddha comes. That's where Shraddha comes. Am I progressing? Am I progressing? Am I progressing? It's not only Raj's issue, it's everybody's issue. Yeah. He had asked it, he had asked it openly. The answer is what? It is lack of conviction in the divine. I am doing yajna karma. I am doing Shravana Manana. I am doing yajna karma. When I am doing all that in the right manner, growth will keep happening. Why do I have to check it? But these are the days of extreme result orientation. Yeah. Surprise test. We are trained by testing. No. We have grown up in testing. We have grown up only by we are tested constantly. In the test, classroom teacher கொடுப்பாங்க surprise test. அது ஒரு விதமான டெஸ்ட். அப்புறம் என்ன டெய்லி டெஸ்ட், வீக்லி டெஸ்ட், மந்த்லி டெஸ்ட், குவார்டர்லி, half yearly, annual, degree. Since we are conditioned like that right through, here also we continue the same methodology. Are you able to follow? What we don't understand here is we are dealing with something subtle here. When we are dealing with something subtle here, we wouldn't know. That's why one of the beautiful, extraordinary Sanskrit word is so sad that such a wrong meaning associated with that word. We can't use that word at all anymore. Extraordinary Sanskrit word, beautiful Sanskrit word, adrishta. Adrishta. Actually, some of the words, this Shraddha, this Adrishta, this Moksha, idhukalla English equivalent you can't give an English equivalent. But unfortunately, we can't use any of these words. Yeah, Adrishtam nale luck abdindra angle poyedhu complete. Adrishta means that which can't be seen. And in life, the unseen is always much higher than the seen. The unseen is it is the unseen that is bigger in life, greater in life. Yeah, and the seen is so less. The seen is so little, and we are completely carried away by the very little seen. Adanalada we keep asking, am I growing? Am I growing? Am I growing? Last week in the week enna sir difference? Are you okay till now? Second, you must remember. Yeah, I took it literally, and it saved me a lot. Swamiji said, Karma Yogathukku 3 janma avanunda unak ideal. Keep an ideal where it will take 3 janmas to reach. See, we want an ideal to achieve in the 6th month, no? Sir, 3 naal time irukku. Adukulla moksham kuduthurungonnu ketta what to do? I have 3 days company la, the 3 days company la 3 days dhaan kuduthirukkranga. Illaya? அது கூட கார்த்தால ஏர்லி மார்னிங் ஃபிளைட் பிடிச்சி பாஸ்கர், அது கூட கார்த்தால ஏர்லி மார்னிங் ஃபிளைட் பிடிச்சி போயிட்டு மிட் நைட் ஃபிளைட் பிடிச்சி நான் திரும்பி வந்துடுறேன் சார், இந்த 3 நாளைக்குள்ள மோட்சா கிடைச்சிருமா? 3 நாளைக்குள்ள ஜெட் லேக்ல இருந்து தூங்கலாம் நல்லா, அவ்வளவுதான். அதுக்கு மேல nothing you will get. Second important, moksha is not a single lifetime project. Moksha is the project of the jiva. Moksha is not the product of the sharira. Because you have identified with the sharira so much that you are asking about the sharira point of view length, you are asking this question. Are you able to follow? Remember, moksha is the project for not the sharira. Moksha is the project for jiva. Appadina, it can spread over. It can spread over many janmas too. And how many ever janmas it takes, you are ready for it. You are ready to run the marathon. Appadina kada growth happens. Are you able to follow? Otherwise, the result orientation is, it is related to the sharira and it should happen. இப்போவே சார் எல்லாம் நல்லா இருக்கும் போதே மோட்சமும் வந்துருச்சுன்னா ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட் ஆஃப் லைஃப் இஸ் ஓவர். நோ, தென் ஐ கேன் கோ பேக் அண்ட் டூ வாட் எவர். இல்லையா, ஆஃப் த 100 things, ஓகே, ஒன்னு டிக் மார்க், மோக்ஷா இஸ் ஆல்சோ அட்டைன்ட். ரிமெம்பர், மோக்ஷா இஸ் த ப்ராஜெக்ட் ஃபார் jiva. It means it can spread over many janmas also. A person like Rama says that, no, in Yoga Vasishtha, how many fathers I have had in the past, how many more I am going to have in the future. Ipo Ramar madri vairagyam irukra oru, if a person is saying that, na, how can I get result oriented? Are you able to follow? So one is the Shraddha, that all that the Shastras is asking me to do, all that the Guru is asking me to do, I am doing. Therefore, growth is happening. Titration. Or conviction. Seriya? Another conviction. In moksha is a project for moksha angaradu yaroda project? அந்த ஜீவாவுடைய தப்பான ப்ராஜெக்ட் தான் ராஜசங்கர். புரியுதா? ஜீவாங்கிறதுடைய ஃபால்ட்டி ப்ராஜெக்ட் தான் விஜயநாத். இந்த ஜீவாங்கிற ஃபால்ட்டி ப்ராஜெக்ட் தான் மனோகரன். அதெல்லாம் ஜீவாவுடைய ஃபால்ட்டி ப்ராஜெக்ட், தப்பான ப்ராஜெக்ட்னால வந்த விஷயங்கள் இதெல்லாம். Now what the jiva should take up as a project now? Moksha. Since it is a project that can run into many lifetime, I am willing to run that marathon. Are you able to follow? I am willing to run that marathon. Since I am willing to run that marathon, I will not be result oriented. Always remember these two. One is the conviction that I am doing what the Shastras have told me to do. Growth will be happening. And it can't be like surprise test. Life gives a surprise test. The knocks and shocks are the surprise test. Weekly test na classroom le weekly test. Na edavadhu oru kelvi ketta pudusa kekra madiri irukum. I am explaining the same thing again and again, but ana romba pudusa kekra madiri irukum. Appadina enna artham? Objectivity to the core in relation to the knowledge. Anala da pudusa kekra madiri irukudhu oru vaatiyam. The third thing is, it's a project of, it can span over many lives. Angada Arjuna is asking, sincerely, if I do Krishna and if I die halfway, what will happen? Halfway through, if I die, what will happen? That is Arjuna's problem. Yeah. Nahi kalyana krit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. The doer of good never comes to the durgati. That is the conviction. Because the conviction you get based on the Shastra, the Guru. Also, you understand it intellectually in this way. So a combination of a devotional approach and an intellectual approach will ensure that you will not be result oriented. Are you okay? Either it is a lack of Shraddha. அவங்க சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கிறாங்க ஆனா ஒண்ணும் தெரியலையே அண்ணா lack of Shraddha in what the Vedas, lack of Shraddha in what the Vedas says, Vedanta say, and what the Guru says. Why lack of Shraddha? Because remember, the subject matter of sciences is Pratyaksha. The subject matter of Vedanta is Adrishta. And the Pratyakshatnuடைய rules எல்லாம் கொண்டு வந்து இங்க கேள்வியே கேட்கக்கூடாது. Are you able to follow? The subject matter of the science is Pratyaksha. The subject matter of Vedanta is Adrishta. Adrishta, it doesn't say belief. Tarka. So Adrishtam garda explain pananumna, the logic and reason analysis goes to a depth where sciences need not go. And we think sciences go to a logic and reason. No? Are you able to follow what I'm saying now? That which is Pratyaksha garda explain panadhukku logic and reason deeper aguma. Adrishtam garda Adrishta explain panadhukku logic and reason and analysis will be subtler. That is why we say in the Vedanta Shastra moda Tarka Mimamsa Nyaya Puriyarde Kashtam first of all. Adhe theriyam nama Vedantathukku vandutom direct. It's not that we need to know all that. We can still understand this. Are you able to follow? Why we are having this difficulty is because we have not yet fundamentally understood that Vedanta is a subject matter of the worldly sciences. Drishta is the subject matter. Yeah. Adanalada science defines existence or truth is verifiable, measurable. If something can be verified and something can be measured, it exists, it is truth. If something can't be verified and something can't be measured, it is not. It doesn't. It is not there, it doesn't exist. Are you able to follow? So, here the very first statement Vedanta says, we are dealing with Adrishtam. Abdinna, you need a separate methodology, you need a separate science, you need a separate logic. Everything is separate here. Are you able to follow? Another thing of the very many sources of gaining knowledge, Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana, Shastra. This is a separate. Why we call it as a separate authority? Because the subject matter that it is dealing with is something Adrishta. Therefore, when you are dealing with something Adrishta, it will not be tangible. Are you able to follow? And the angle of Purinjanda Kuda, you will not have result orientation. But we have the result orientation because we don't understand this as a project of the Jiva. The subject matter itself is Adrishta. Nor Shraddha in the Vedas. Clear? Shraddhavan labate jnanam. I tell you, million times you say it, it's still very inspiring. You can never get tired of saying that, listening to that. Shraddhavan labate jnanam. The person who has Shraddha alone gains knowledge. Why? Because Vedanta deals with the Adrishta. That's why in English we call it as transcendental. Adrishta in English closest step translate transcendental nu solrom. Law of karma is Adrishta. Punarjanma is Adrishta. Punarjanma is not drishta. Law of karma is not drishta. Are you able to follow? Law of karma is adrishta. Punarjanma is adrishta. Yeah. In the world, cause and effect is not adrishta. It is very clear there. You plant a coconut seed, coconut tree comes. It is drishtam, you don't need. Yeah. அதுக்கு நல்லா கொஞ்சம் பாக்குற கண்ணு இருந்தாலே போறோம் அதுக்குலாம். அதுக்கு ஒன்றும் பெருசா லாஜிக் ரீசன்லாம் தேவையில்லை. But here, the very subject matter itself is adrishtam. Because law of karma, it is the resultant desire. There is punarjanma. All this is something which is very very vague. Not to talk about pure consciousness, not to talk about Brahman itself, not to talk about moksha itself. The highest adrishta is you are the self. Tattvamasi is the most. Tattvamasi is the subtlest adrishta knowledge is Tattvamasi. Are you able to follow? Sir, அது எனக்கு புரியலையே அப்படின்னா முதல்ல லா ஆஃப் கர்மா புரியணுமே, புனர்ஜென்மம் இருக்குன்னு ஒண்ணு புரியணுமே. அதெல்லாமே புரியலன்னா தத்துவமசி எப்படி புரியும்? லா ஆஃப் கர்மா ஒண்ணு இருக்கு, புனர்ஜென்மா ஒண்ணு இருக்குன்னா என்ன ஆயிடுறது? ஜீவா, the presence of the jiva is established. That's where the Western philosophies, the Western religion takes up, there is no concept of jiva there. You are born by nature, by accident, you do whatever here, you die, wait for the judgment day, problem solved. Life is very, it's very simple. Complicated illanga. அது better sir. நீங்க தான் unnecessary, வேதாந்தால unnecessary law of karma ஒன்னு கொண்டு வந்து புனர்ஜென்மான்னு ஒன்னு கொண்டு வந்து இது எல்லாத்தையும் கொண்டு வந்து நீங்க தான் complicate. Are you able to follow? So the subject matter of Vedanta is subtle, transcendental, adrishta. It means it will take that much unless you are trained into this completely, unless you are tuned into this completely, you will not be able to see it. Adrishtamnu sonnadanaala we don't say blind believe pannu, we don't say. Yeah. Why? Because the very Vedas itself has evolved a fantastic system of tarka, nyaya, nirukta, mimamsa. Oh my God. What a system of logic and reason. That is where at some point of time we say these are all quibbling with words, hair splitting analysis. We will not get into it at all. Why? Are you able to follow? At some point of time we say all this is quibbling with words, hair splitting analysis. Idalla onnum prayojanam kediyadu. Why they go into that split? Why they go into that split? Subject matter is, see, subject matter adrishtama irukradhanaala avlo detail ah ponada ஏதோ ஒரு சான்ஸ் ஒருத்தருக்காவது புரியுங்கிறதுக்கு. Are you able to follow? That is why most of the people even here, they don't do all this. They stop. Why? Because it is too complicated to the intellectual fatigue. The intellectual fatigue. Why I am saying all these explanations? Because adrishtamnu sonnadanaala it is not a blind faith endradhukku ivlo explanation. Adrishtamnu solliyaachunnaka appadina blind ah believe pannanuma sir? Anybody who says Vedanta na blind belief na, he has not heard tarka, mimamsa, nyaya alla. Vedanta la in the words alla irukundradhe that fellow didn't hear it. That's why he is asking, is it a adrishtamnale blind? How can it be blind? It's not blind. Are you able to follow? So once you so either from the I am telling you why I am giving such an explanation, because you combine all this together, result orientation will go. இப்போ நான் சொல்ற எல்லா பாயிண்ட்டும் கம்பைன் பண்ணி புரிஞ்சுட்டேன்னா result orientation will go. Otherwise, there will be the result. There will be this result orientation. What is the result orientation? Am I growing? Am I growing? Am I growing? Is it okay, Raj? Huh? Did I answer you? Yeah. All of Raj's clarifications over. Bhaskar. உங்களது கொஞ்சம் இருக்கு and பரத்துது வேற இருக்கு. All this we will take. So Ganesh.
Yes,
Ganesh இருக்கிறாரா?
Yes, sir.
இருக்கேல்ல?
இருக்கேன் sir.
அவர் தான் டிசைட் பண்ணுவார் இந்த செஷனை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும். இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் பெண்டிங் இருக்கு, என்ன பண்ண போறீங்க நீங்க?
நாளைக்கு எப்படி சார்? How are you placed tomorrow, sir?
டக்குன்னு கேட்டார் பாருங்க, நாளைக்கே பிட்டு போட்டார் அவர்.
எப்படி? How are you placed?
Yeah, we will do it tomorrow.
ஏன்னா மனோகரும் இருக்கு சார், மனோகரும் இருக்கார்.
கரெக்ட் மனோகரும் இருக்கு, இது இருக்கு. So we will take it up tomorrow and try and finish off.
7 o'clock, sir? 7 o'clock, sir?
Yes, 7 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
சரியா?
Yes,
Raj, just remember this. Subject matter of Vedanta is Adrishta. So it will, so with all the parameters of growth, you cannot use those parameters to measure your growth here. அதுக்குதான் அதிருஷ்டம்ங்கிறதுக்கு எக்ஸாம்பிள். Not only Brahman is the Adrishta, law of karma itself is an Adrishta. புனர்ஜன்மான்றதே அதிருஷ்டா தான். Yeah, are you able to follow? சத்வா ரஜஸ் தமஸ்ன்றது அதிருஷ்டா தான். வேக்கிங் ட்ரீம் டீப் ஸ்லீப் பார்த்து அதிருஷ்டா கிடையாது, பிகாஸ் யூ ஹேவ் சம் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ். சத்வா ரஜஸ் தமஸ்ன்றதே அதிருஷ்டம். பிரகிருதி புருஷான்றதே அதிருஷ்டம். See the entire vibhaga, yeah, gunatraya vibhaga, kshetra kshetrajna vibhaga means discriminating and understanding. Kshetra kshetrajna discrimination, purusha prakriti discrimination, gunatraya and guna atita vibhaga understanding. Ellame vibhagam da inga. Vibhagam means segregating and discriminating and understanding. Are you able to follow? It means the subject matter is adrishta. It means you need a separate training here. The training will be different, the methodology will be different, the logic, reason, analysis will be different. The measurement of your growth is also different. அதனாலதான் இங்க மெஷர்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் growth யார்கிட்ட விட்டுருவோம்? குரு கிட்ட விட்டுருவோம். அவர் தான் சொல்லணும். You are growing. அது குரு சொல்லவே மாட்டார். Guru will never say that. He will say till you attain moksha, neti. Okay, neti. Okay ன்னு சொல்லிட்டு நேத்தி சொல்லுங்களேன்னா நேத்தின்னு சொல்ல போறேன், அப்புறம் எப்படி ஓகே சொல்ல முடியும்? If it is going to be negated, how can it be agreed? Are you able to follow? So it is such a wonderful. Okay, புரிஞ்சுதா? இவ்வளவு நாள் வேதாந்தா படிச்சதுல இதெல்லாம் நம்மளுடைய ரிஃப்ளெக்ஷன்லயே புரிஞ்சுட்டு இருக்கணும். இதெல்லாம் what is the subject matter that we are dealing with? It is subtle means what? இதெல்லாம் what all I explained now since it is not happening, இவர் இல்ல சங்கர் இல்ல SRL சங்கர் இருந்தா சொல்லுவார். அது கோனார் நோட்ஸ் மாதிரி கொடுத்தா கூட புரியல சார் நீ வில் சே. என் கிளாஸுக்கு I told Shankar after the class, இதை விட இன்சல்ட்டிங்கா நான் என்ன யாரும் எதுவுமே சொல்லியிருக்க முடியாது சார். கோனார் நோட்ஸ் மாதிரி நீங்க சொல்லி கொடுத்தா கூட ஒண்ணும் புரிய மாட்டேன்றது. He felt I bumped him so much. For 3 weeks he was feeling so guilty after that. என்ன பார்க்கும் போதெல்லாம் he was saying sorry. Sir, அப்படி மீன் பண்ணல சார். Some entertainment அவ்வளவுதான். Are you able to follow? I'm just breaking it up like this. சரியா? Tomorrow 7 o'clock we'll take up the remaining clarifications.